probably staring for 2 seconds.
Right?
Go,
Like,
well.
are we live? Or is it on? Is
Yeah, we're probably live. There's that little Facebook delay. So if we are,
Sorry, I'm
hey,
late.
What's up?
I got pulled over by the police.
Yeah, fucking
Accosted
cops.
by the fucking cops.
Accosted by the cops.
Yeah.
You're like from Indiana.
Yeah. I was like, I know I need to change this, like, but I can't because of all this fucking shit that's going on. Like, before I didn't have the money to, now I have the money to, but I can't do it
Is
because
it
of
me
the thing.
or is like everything outside real dystopian in Vegas?
Oh yeah, it's weird.
There's like I saw dudes burning garbage to stay warm, and I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, Jesus.
It's just weird. That there's no one
Christ.
out there. It's like it's empty.
There's still hookers out there.
I didn't see. Oh, you been cruising Border Highway?
Tropicana, baby! Tropicana! Valley View
Like,
for the win!
You're not working, and that's what you're gonna spend your money on.
No, I
You were just cruising to see.
I wanted to see.
It's
I really
check
wanted
out
to
the
see.
marketplace.
And they're arresting them, too. And
They're
I'm like,
arresting them?
Yeah, it was an
Oh,
Asian
wow.
chick. Some like Thai chicks do this where they glop on the white face paint.
Right.
And I guess it's like an old thing to like attract white dudes if their skin is darker. And she had that,
Right.
and she looked ridiculous because she just smeared it on. It's not like she even tried. It looked like she just went. And I was like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? And then she was wearing like a leather coveralls, like overalls, like leather overalls.
She was really going to work.
And and then she had the plastic pumps on, right? She had the hooker heels on.
Hooker heels and coveralls?
Yeah, it was weird. It was like a leather coveralls with a zipper by the crotch, and it was like. And I'm watching this, and
For easy access.
And she got. Here's what she got arrested.
Like
by.
fucking a chip in a burlap sack.
She gets arrested by 2 Metro cops on bicycles.
Really?
Yeah.
Bike cops.
Bike cops came out. They jump out of nowhere like, surprise, bitch! And so she's sitting there, and she's like shocked. And then they put on these like rain ponchos that say Metro, and then they let her go.
Did they like disappear into the bushes for a few minutes?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened. But like, one at a time, they went into the bushes to interview her separately.
What you did was very
Right, exactly.
Give me that COVID-20, bitch.
It's some bad porn movie.
Oh
see.
God, it is. That's actually a category of porn movie now.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
where the cop,
arrests the
the
chick
cops
and
arrest her and then fucks her.
I saw one. It was
He's like, "You're gonna be good from now on, right?"
I saw one. It was creepy. They film it like it's cops, and the dude had a Crown Vic. He had an actual cop car, and he pulls him over and he fucks him and takes her clothes and he drives off, and he leaves him out in the desert. I'm like, this is like
a David Lynch made a porno.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on. This shit is dark as fuck. You know? And then the chick's like, do you ever wash your balls? Oh my! And that actually happened. It was a cop who did that. And he had stinky nuts. The chick said on the stand.
Well, you understand?
Yeah, she was like, yeah, his
Well, he got
green.
busted for it.
Yeah, it was a prison guard.
People do that, or cops do that shit, and used to do that shit where I'm from all the time. Kentucky,
Well, this time,
Indiana.
I want to say
They like bust the hookers, and instead of taking them to jail, they take them off somewhere.
Why asked you check that? I saw one of you check.
They get some free pussy or
I
whatever.
said, let me ask you a question. I did one up and down on the street. I went up and I turned around and I see you walking. How come you don't get arrested? There's cops drove by you. She goes, we fuck them.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
fuck them. We date them.
Right. It's like,
We date the cops, and this is the rules. And if you're on Trop, these are the rules. This girl told me. She goes, you can go by the Home Depot, Orleans.
Right.
You could go by the Shell station, by the Burger King.
Right.
Okay, that street with that weird name. They say Valley View, but it's Procyon. That one where all the truck drivers are.
The truck.
Yeah. If you go
Is that where the lot lizards hang out?
by the Wild West, if you go under the bridge and stop traffic, you go to jail. Under the railroad overpass, if you go under that and you stop traffic, your ass is going to jail.
What does that mean? stop traffic.
Because think about it. Under that railroad pass, you know what I'm talking about. The Union Pacific train goes across Tropicana. Right before you're going west on Trop towards the Orleans, there's the train overpass. If they stop and try to have somebody pick them up there, it's going to stop the traffic.
Oh, okay.
So they go, if you try to do that, we're going to arrest you on the spot.
Right.
That's how they do that.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't be stopping traffic for their business.
Who's watching us? Somebody. I
I
see.
don't know. What's the comment moderation thing? Look at that. Click that. Follow discussion. What does it say? Restricted, protected. What the fuck?
Only your followers will be able to leave comments. Discussion. Only comments over 100 characters will be shown. Protected.
Don't mess with that.
Yeah, we'll just. Yeah, I didn't.
Anybody
say
can comment.
If you want to go on our page, which is Caption This.
Well, that's where they are now.
I know, but I gotta see three. I'm just saying, if you want to,
because we finally got it right.
If you want to say something, go say something. I don't give a shit. You want to come on there and tell me to go fuck myself? I don't care. It's fine by me. I do not mind.
Either way, so you were down there checking out the hooker scene.
Yeah, and then the hookers have rules. No black guys.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God. So hooker tells me.
Is that right now? Just right now with the COVID-19 thing, or is that like all the time?
So I'm literally taking a call. Someone's taking a call, trying to get ass. Girl came up to my car and she walked away, and I said, "Oh, why'd you walk away?" I said, "Oh, fuck! I mean, why'd you walk away now?" Now I'm being an asshole about this. I'm having a Larry David moment.
Right.
So I go, "Hey, what's up, Michael Duncan?" I'm going, "Why did you fucking walk away from my car? You came up to it and you go, I don't fuck with black dudes. You look kind of black. I couldn't tell." I said, wait a minute. What the fuck?
What? Tubuku?
I just saw you get out of
Tubuku, he says.
Ku Klux Freddy's car. What the fuck? She goes, black guys will get rough with the women, so we don't like them.
Really?
Black guys get rough with so the white guys, they're just, whatever goes. They'll just pay whatever. They don't ask.
Yeah, but it's always the white guy that kills all the hookers.
The black guy might slap him once.
Right,
but the white guy's
they're gonna go home at least. You don't strangle him in the fucking woods,
Yeah. The white guy, you're gonna be in the back of his pickup on the way to Boulder Highway, so he can feed
you
his
don't
dog.
look black. Actually, we already had this. There was like what episode?
Michael Duncan goes, "I don't look black."
Was that episode 1 or 2 where we discussed that? Where he was black and he turned white. It's the weirdest thing.
They say you're not supposed to. Hold on, I'm gonna fuck everyone's head up right now. You wait right there. You're not supposed to leave. Hold on.
Oh, he's gonna go. He's gonna prove he's black. Tubuku. Yeah, show him that. Look, he's black.
That was my college picture from fucking 15 years ago.
He's got afro and everything.
That was me. Then the fucking hair fell out,
Right, but he's right though. You don't look black now. That's what I said. Like, how does that happen? What kind of genetic weird, fucked up shit is that?
Now I went back to New York for a funeral. For my dear
and
friend,
was like, damn, you're
Tom
pasty.
Mendez, who passed. And I went back to all my friends, and when I got back to
How
New
you
York,
go in the desert, come back all pasty?
when I got back to New York, everyone looked at me and they said, "The fuck happened to you?"
Right.
My friend Juan, he was like, "Hey, yo, when you left, you was black."
Right.
I was like,
Look, say you turned
turned
whiter.
whiter.
Yes. Exactly.
and you know
I
what?
turned up.
Since that happened,
Hey, it's Dusty B.
Since that
What's
happened,
going
my
on,
credit
brother?
score went up to 815.
He is the co-host of the KYHBB podcast that I used to be on.
He's the co-host of the KY podcast.
KYHBB. It's the Kentucky Hot Brown Boys.
Okay. That sounds.
Yes,
sounds
it does sound
Brown
fucked
Boys.
up. Yes, but it's a sandwich.
Oh my God, that sounds like
It's like an
too
open-
Easy. It's too easy.
It's like an open face sandwich. Yes, but if you Google it, well, they always say
So
that.
wait.
If you Google Hot Brown
Wait,
Boys,
wait,
you don't
wait.
get us.
Yeah, Hot Brown Boys, which is a open face.
Yeah, it's like an open face sandwich with.
With gravy.
Yeah.
Lots of gravy on the open
Yeah.
face.
Yes, exactly.
You fucking
From Kentucky.
From Kentucky. Seeing
lots of meat involved as well.
Yeah, imagine hot meat, hot steaming piles of meat with gravy,
right,
on an open face.
For only $20 on Tropicana under the railroad bridge.
I'm gonna go to the girl now. I want a hot brown boy. She's gonna be like, I don't do that shit.
Right, exactly.
I don't do that Kentucky shit. No.
Right. Well, who would?
So you're telling me. So what you're gonna tell me next?
Cornbread is involved as well somehow.
Where do you put the cornbread?
right, exactly.
Is that to sop up the gravy on the open face?
Right.
Oh Jesus, that's too easy. That's too easy.
You're just going down this rabbit hole
came up with a name
of
like
hack-ass jokes.
Jesus Christ. Who comes up with names like that?
The podcast was already established before I.
Okay.
Before I joined, I came on as a guest a couple times, and then they asked me to stay.
Nice. They wanted you to be on their open face.
I don't know. Yeah. It was fun though, and they're really good friends of mine.
They're good friends of yours.
Yes.
So what was the initiation?
Well, Jerry always make you watch that fuck shit I told you.
Yeah.
So every week it has some fucked up video you want me to watch.
The worst one I ever saw was this guy's banging this chick.
Roxy, Roxy Ray. You ever heard of her? She's some porn chick, but they took a what do they call it? A speculum.
Yeah.
And he spread her ass open and put cereal in it. Eat that cereal. And he makes me watch that. And I'm like, why would you make me watch?
So I would play MMOs, the big online games.
He tried to see if he could freak me out.
Yes, yeah, good time. Yeah. I would play the MMOs, and we had this British guy in the guild.
Because I would always be like, and then you they want to see how it would freak out,
But I knew this British guy in one of the video games I was playing. He's like, all right, check it. I'll give you I'll give you 1,000,000 creds in the game, right? All you have to do is watch this movie. These two lesbians, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's this? And we already know where this is going.
So it can't just be two lesbians.
No.
It's gotta be.
Not.
Right.
So the guy kind of sounds like Ricky Gervais.
Right. He's English?
He's English. It's a video game. And the guy goes...
Close that shit, we'll read the thing. He's talking to us. Fruit Loops Interact. Yes.
Yeah, Fruit Loops. Well, this guy goes... So it was fucking 2 girls, 1 cup.
With almond milk, not real milk. Which led Jerry to ask her if she was lactose intolerant. And she never talked to him again. He's like, I'm just curious. So anyway, go ahead.
I don't know if I could beat that.
No, say watch the show. Or he said watch this lesbian movie. So
yeah, and so I hear the piano music.
Right.
And of course, this one girl shitting in the other girl's mouth, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Is German Scheiser?
No, it's 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh yeah.
So
there's some debate about whether that was even real or a fake.
You can't. So the Japanese, not to be outdone, did their own version, and there was no question that was real. There's a Japanese version.
Right? Blocked. So I said, like, you gotta be fucking extra creepy to get blocked by like a chick like that. Imagine the shit she gets every day, and then he's like, I'm just curious.
Oh my God.
You're thinking way too heavily into this, man.
Did you want soy milk or almond milk
right
down your asshole? That's a bit on Howard Stern. They pour beer into Richard Christie's ass and see if he can taste it. And he can every time he gets the beer right. They'll give him
what?
Yeah. So they'll pour like an IPA down his ass, and he'll go, "Well, that is a brown India Pale Ale." And you're like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, and they're like, "All right, we've got one." Oh,
how does that fucking work?
Because it goes the other direction, and he says he could taste it. He says he can taste the booze coming from his ass.
So but that's kind of disgusting, really.
They were doing champagne. They were doing pumpkin ales, and he tasted all of them. He only got one wrong. He got
Right.
one wrong, and he was drinking beer out of his ass.
What was it he got wrong? Like
I don't
some watery piss water beer,
Yeah, one
like
of those.
Bud
He
Light.
didn't- like fucking.
Like Bud Light. I was like, for some reason I can't taste it.
Nobody can taste it, but that's like the
Right.
first
Tastes
beer.
like fucking
That's everyone's
water.
first beer.
Nah, and where I'm from it was Budweiser. Or even cheaper like Bush or Black Label. They used to be
Keystone
Black.
Light.
Yeah, shit like that.
Keystone Light or
What is
Pabst.
it? Taste buds in his ass.
Buds in his ass. Dude, yeah, they were like, yo, he's got taste buds in his ass, and he was getting them right. You can look it up. The guy.
How do you discover this talent?
They literally had him like a girl, butt in the air with his cock and balls flailing around, and they were shoving beers in his ass
Oh wow!
in the Howard Stern studio.
Human beings are fucked up.
I wouldn't want to do that. Take beer in the
You know what
ass.
I'm saying? Even if you can do that, how do you find out?
No, he said on a dare, he was sitting there, goes, I bet I could take a beer in my ass and taste it. And they were like, what? He goes, I'll be willing to do it for the show. And they shoved beer bottles up his ass. And he was doing that position.
Man, he
like,
better be making a lot of money.
like, you know the position the girls take when they're doing, like, when the guy's spider monkeying her?
Yeah.
And she's ass in the air. That's what he did. And then they were just like,
Well, you know, Steve-O or somebody like that would do something like that.
he did.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He did. He did a butt chug in the second one.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like there are people who will do it, but I don't know. They say that's the old, good old butt chug,
Good old butt chug.
right?
Good old butt chug. Good old.
You can get an idea from his comments what the show's like.
So I want to talk about this. I want to switch topics. So I want to put it out there.
What's
My
that?
car broke. My car broke. It was a small thing. I had to get the muffler fixed. And I'm just standing next to this other dude. He's got the same kind of car I do. I got a Camaro. This other guy's, we're just talking. I shook his hand. I'm like,
Camaro guys.
small doses. I'm cool with. Brett Kavanaugh did a butt chug. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he did do the butt
Yeah.
chug.
But no,
I
small
believe they
doses.
called it boofing or some
Boofing.
bullshit. I never even heard that ever.
No, that's
What kind of weird? Even that was like, what kind of weird people you hanging
and
out with?
that guy's on your Supreme
Call shit
Court.
boofing.
That guy's on, hold on. That guy's on your Supreme Court because the Orange Terror. You fucks out there. If I see one of you motherfuckers complain about Biden, sniffing the 13-year-old, you've got the boofing guy on your Supreme Court.
The boofing guy.
Because Orange Terror went to some fucking Heritage Foundation.
I prefer Cheeto Jesus.
Cheeto Jesus wasn't there. If you think,
But
they're gonna have to fucking take
Don't-
Ruth Bader Ginsburg and weaken and burning her ass for the next 14 years. She's not gonna
Yeah.
live that much longer.
No.
They're gonna have to puppet master her.
No, this is it.
This is it.
Whoever wins this
If
next
you
election is replacing her.
Fucking complain about fucking Biden. Fucking
Yeah, but
touching-
again, I just said you picked it's a bad candidate.
it's a bad dude.
Why do they pick these bad candidates?
I get it.
I don't.
He's
It's
fucking
come
shit.
on, man.
Don't get me wrong.
He-
He's shitty. He's
yes.
really shitty, Biden. He's super duper.
See, look,
fucking
you
shitty.
fucked her up. She had it saved under Bruce and Bob,
No, all right,
which
well,
isn't even really a thing.
All right. my webcam kind of goes in and out. Sorry with the colors. Sorry. So, I don't want to hear about fucking. Biden taste. Fuck you.
Yeah, but my point
Fucking
is, like,
Brett Kavanaugh.
they didn't
fucking
have to
boofing.
go. Well, yeah, but that what's done is done, man.
Yeah,
You can't. It's.
I know.
mean,
I'm just saying. I don't want to hear it. Don't fucking put that shit on my timeline or share it to me. Or, he sniffed it. I don't fucking care. If the kid was drowned in Pert Plus and Biden was like, wow, that smells real nice. I don't fucking want to hear it. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, but
Because
that's-
2 years from now, you're going to be like, why are all my rights gone? Why did they replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg with like the most evil conservative? Shut up. You fucking deserve it. You
Well,
fucks.
I say that all the time. It's like Trump isn't the president we want or need. He's the one we fucking deserve.
Yeah. Trump dances around in a fucking Batman costume saying that to himself. Fuck. That's it. Sorry. It
I
annoys
know.
me.
Why? Yeah.
So
Like,
you
why are you
fucking-
going off in this rant?
Sorry. It fucking annoys me.
It's like when you do stand up.
Fucking customers.
You're just like fucking fuck, goddamn fuck.
The best thing I've ever
Nobody laughed. I don't understand. Like,
seen. You're laughing now about it.
because it's funny to us.
No, all right. Anyways, no. But no, I don't. Look, I was saying this about the the people shaking hands. If you're in small doses,
Right.
you gotta get out. You gotta live your life. You gotta do what you gotta do. I get that.
People
I'm
are
not gonna
losing
bitch.
it. Have you seen the Facebook? Like,
Right, but
people
don't.
are sitting around. People who usually aren't on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
Are just sitting around on Facebook all the time and losing their minds.
Right. Yeah. But here's the thing. Don't go to a fucking rally with 30,000 people with AR-15s telling you you're disenfranchised. If you are that fucking feel that strongly about it, go to your tackle and bait shop. Go open up your local fucking Cabela's with your guns and your ammo. And if a cop comes, go freedom.
Freedom.
You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna fucking do it because it wasn't about that. You wanted people to see you. You stupid little
There's
riot.
an element of that.
You wanted people to see you in the.
I
fucking
just say,
streets.
how
You wanted
stupid do
people
you
to ball
look
club.
like walking around saying it's a hoax while wearing a mask at the same time?
Yeah, I got my American mask
This is-
on. Freedom.
This is a bunch of bullshit. It's like, then take off the mask, you fuck.
Fucking freedom, man.
Right.
Fucking freedom, and I'm fucking freedom, and I'm like. So one of my friends saw me say that, and he goes, "You're being insensitive to people who are suffering. No, suffering is dying. Suffering is not sitting in your house picking up a check. Okay, I don't want to pick up a check for doing
Well,
nothing.
you know what I think is the funniest thing about all of it is there's a lot of people that say, like, oh, I don't like the media. You can't trust the media. But as soon as the media prints something that they agree with, then they're all over it. And they're like, oh, look at this. Like,
Now they're gonna
like,
be-
oh, well, I gave you the same news source yesterday, and you laughed at it. And then now today it's okay because they're saying something you agree with.
Yeah.
And now today all the conspiracy theory people are jumping on this
The
study.
5G.
No, the study they did in L.A.,
Oh, wait.
it said that more people they think more people have been exposed than previously thought, and that there's lots of people that have it that don't have symptoms, and
Right.
they're just giving it to everybody
Asymptomatic.
else. And I was like, that has. And then they're like, look, it's all a conspiracy. The numbers are wrong. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, look, you don't understand. It's like Typhoid Mary situation. Like what the science says is more people actually have it, but they're just not getting sick. But they're still passing it to each other, like, so it's still a problem, and you still have to do the social distance and all that bullshit.
All right, here's my thing. Here's my thing about this, and I'll leave it with
And,
this.
and they want to open
If
back
you-
up. It's like,
if
open
you-
back up, but people are gonna die.
If you want to do the small businesses, the place I worked at, they did 10 at a time. We washed everything thoroughly after a customer touched it.
Well,
do the
10
small
10 at
business.
a time. That's like a normal day, though, right? A place like yours.
Yeah, but but you can manage 10 people at a time. There's two things. If
Yeah,
you're
but even it's like it's a furniture place. You never have like 50 people. In
no,
there
but
at one time
that's the point though.
trying to buy a couch. Like, there's never a run on couches.
But yeah, I'll give you an example though. What stupidity is. I drove by the Sam's Club.
Right.
And they were like, one person at a time, please. But everyone was huddled outside on top of each other,
Right,
like
in a
idiots.
line.
Just like, they're just like,
Right. You're supposed to have a line with everyone 6 feet apart.
no, and they're not. They're all licking each other practically. They're all like it's a raid.
Yeah,
and
you
somebody
know
just
it.
passed out the Molly and
You
the
know what?
ecstasy,
If
and
there
they're
was
fucking
like
all
a,
hugging each
a
other.
mass die off of Walmart and Sam's Club customers, I don't think it would be such a bad thing.
Hey, here's the thing. If you're gonna,
I hardly ever go there. I mean, I do. I
You
will
can't-
say I do.
you
Go.
can't-
Although Ty Rivera goes to Walmart all the time, so no, I'm sorry.
Walmart, everyone rushed it with the toilet paper and the bullets and here's the thing. You can't do the casinos. There's too many people coming around the world. Fucking Mayor Goodwin's all bitching about it. I get it. It's money. There's a lot of like tertiary, secondary businesses. that-
First of all, immigration's shut down now.
Mm.
Trump shut all immigration down.
yeah.
That's what's weird. Like
it's like
Gus Langley said that was like, okay, so like it's not safe enough to have immigration, but we can open these states.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it's two different things coming from that administration. He's saying one thing that that goes one direction. Anyways, all I want to say is you can't have these big sports venues and things open. And I get it. There's a lot of people, the food vendors and all these other people who get affected by it. And there's some places that aren't going to come back. There's some industries that were already on their way out. And this was just the freaking nail in the coffin.
I don't really know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
That's what I keep saying. Like, nobody really knows. But I'll tell you right now, from being in it, it ain't going to be like normal because all these companies now are scared of lawsuits. So now there's all this paperwork and shit. People got to check in. Like, when you show up to work, you got to check in.
I tell you this.
They got to ask you questions like, do you have these symptoms? Like.
Right. I've seen that.
And if you'd have any of them, they tell you to go the fuck home.
Yeah, well, I just had a woman who she worked there. Very nice lady. She's in her 70s.
There's a lot of hassling going around for it all being a big lie and a hoax.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Somebody's worried about something.
Right.
Right. So.
By the way, you never heard about two people. You never heard about what's that dude's name, the Prime Minister of England, who got sick with it?
Well, he came back.
Oh yeah.
But he said it was awful. I mean, he almost died.
Yeah, and you know who's also almost dying?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un's almost dying.
They say he's brain dead.
Oh, well, he already was.
Like, oh, that's what I was going to say. It's like, oh, well, that's not much different than his normal state. Who's going to shoot missiles into the ocean now, though?
Kim Jong-un.
He doesn't. I don't think he even has any kids. No, listen. For a country like that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I don't even think he has any kids. So
who's fucking him?
No, but I'm saying so he has no heir.
Good.
So who takes over the power?
He has a grandfather. His grandfather.
It's got to be somebody in the But you know what I mean?
No, but remember the names are different. So
if not, there'll be a big no. But I'm saying if not, there'll be a big struggle.
I think it's I don't know what other Kim Jong, because the last one was Kim Jong Il.
It'll be like the death of Stalin. Have you seen that?
China will run in there.
Have you seen the death of Stalin? It's a movie.
Oh no.
It's a great movie. You should watch it. But it's funny. It's got Michael Palin and Steve Buscemi and Jeffrey Tambor. And it's all about all the nuts.
Is this before
what
Jeffrey
happened?
Tambor did all the drag shit?
No, after.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's recent.
Oh.
It just it's made it like last year.
Oh, okay. Steve Buscemi
it's a new movie.
Dudes, he's aging now. Like his age is.
Yeah, he plays Boris Yeltsin. Well, all these nutlickers were around Stalin.
Yeah.
And when he died, then it became like this game of who was going to take over.
Was
yeah.
Boris Yeltsin in power back then? It's going back a long time. Because Stalin died in like 50.
No, I don't think it was Boris Yeltsin. It was
Nikita Khrushchev.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, after Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev, and he's the one who dealt with Kennedy.
Yeah.
And then after Khrushchev, you had Gorbachev.
The guy who banged the. Yeah, no, I think that was who he was.
Yeah, it was good. It was Khrushchev. The guy who took his shoe off and he was banging.
Yeah.
That's Nikita Khrushchev. That's Khrushchev.
They're feisty, those Europeans. Like, when they speak.
But also, their governments change like every 3 weeks, so we need that over here. Like.
No, that's what I'm saying about North Korea. They've never had anything except Jun's father, and then now Kim Jong-un, and now he's dead, and there's nobody to take over.
I think he's the third generation guy.
Right, but who takes over?
Well, he's got a grandfather.
He doesn't. I said he doesn't have any kids or anything. I don't believe.
Again.
And if he does, they're like 5 years old.
Who's gonna fuck the evil Gangnam Style guy? Evil Gangnam Style.
Right. No, that's gonna be a weird situation. There could be like a coup of some sort, or like I said, some kind
Trump
of.
will do it. When he finally gets, he's either gonna ride out the 8 years, or he's gonna get kicked out, and then he could just go to North Korea and be like, "People tell me I'm a very, very good Korean."
Right.
They ask me.
We're gonna open up the beaches.
I learned Korean so fast, so good. Nobody's learned Korean as good as I have. Believe me.
Remember, he wanted to build some condos on the beaches.
We're gonna put a Trump Tower suite.
Right on the beach.
In Pyongyang, it's gonna be amazing.
And then his Don Jr. can take over when he dies.
Donnie Jr. He's gonna do such a good job. That's one of my.
How
people.
did we
That's
get
a
here?
Fucking New York.
That's what I
one of
wanna
my
know.
guys. He's from Queens.
How did we fucking get here?
We got here for two reasons.
I mean, I want you. The simple answer is television.
Well, no,
But
and
I
Hillary
mean,
Clinton is
it's
a
much
cunt.
more complicated than that.
No, and
No, no. I mean, like the fact that so many people worship this moron. Like,
Well, you
how
know,
did
the
we
funny
get
thing
there?
is,
And I said
is-
television is a simple answer to it.
They
but
want him so bad. They want him so bad because he says what they want to hear. He says what the other side wants to hear, and then when he does something so obviously stupid, because even Trump said a couple of times, "We're going to take away your guns." When I forgot who got shot, and Trump said we're going to have to look into.
well, he got rid of the bump stock.
Yeah, but he did mention we're going to get rid of your guns. He said it a couple of times, and people got pissed. And then
Yeah, but
they
he
found out.
vacillates between, and then he's like, "Protect your Second Amendment."
Well, now he's trying
Liberate.
He's trying to start trouble in Virginia. He's trying to start a fucking civil war.
That's
that
the
they-
saying. He's like, "Liberate your state for
Yeah.
president." It's like, what the fuck are you
You
doing?
run the country. You're not supposed to be trying to start a fucking civil war, you idiot. I don't
The
give a-
guy just talks. I think he doesn't.
He doesn't think.
Right? He's
doesn't think.
just talking like constantly.
And then because he ran.
And he
now-
never shuts up, so he's got to be
No.
saying something all the time.
I
you
was
know.
watching the news, and they said, we thought Trump was going to say something about the current situation and numbers, but he's just been complaining about the press for the last 5 hours. So we're going to... Wait, is he saying something important? No, he's not saying anything important.
Right.
We're going to go to commercial. I was like, look, it's not that hard.
The other day, busted out a propaganda film. Did you see that?
Oh, what did he do?
He showed a film,
Oh.
and like a propaganda film about how he was doing such a fantastic job at his press conference. Like, who does this?
You know what?
It's
I
like
wanted to say this.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't really even care anymore at this point.
Me
like I
and you
said,
are old enough. We've had what about
people
3 or
can-
4 Republican presidents in our time of peace. And
Yeah, I
shrugged
never
my shoulder.
thought.
No, you didn't like Bush. People didn't like Bush.
Right, but I never
but
thought.
you knew, in a sense, that he was either surrounded by people for whatever the reason that knew what they wanted to do,
Yes.
how to do it.
And had been experienced in these matters. you know.
Right. Fucking Donald Rumsfeld. You were like, all right, the guy. You
The
might.
guy's a fucking grade A prick.
But you think you knew that he knew what he was doing to a degree,
No,
and even if
history shows you that they didn't.
well, I said to a degree.
Well, no, but I'm saying though.
But then,
that-
and even then, you would go, well, you know what? Maybe Bush listens to them. But then you get Trump, and they'll go, we're just here to inform you that the sky is clearly blue. There is no question that the pigment color of the sky is blue, with white clouds sometimes turning gray or black. I've heard things that the sky is really purple. People have said that the sky is purple. Sometimes the clouds are green.
Many have said.
Many,
yeah.
not me. Sometimes, and you're just like, and then there's always that one guy going, "Man, yeah, he speaks a damn
When
truth."
he-
Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you
When
something.
he
man.
said windmills cause cancer, like that was like, to me. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's to the point where it's like it's unbelievable. Like, I can't believe anybody would think to listen to anything that this person says about
know-
anything.
I know people
know.
who call him God. I've met.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there.
I've met a woman who called him God. Said he's godly. He is sent by our Savior, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to save the masses.
He works from what?
The guy who
They never
was
say that.
groping
From
women
what?
at a beauty pageant was here to save the masses. The guy who can't get 2 things. Bruce said one of them, that you should never have a problem. Titty bars and the other's casinos. The guy could not run either.
You say he can sell water.
He couldn't sell water. He's your God.
I don't.
If you think that,
It's not
you're
even that. Like
probably sending your
I always
COVID
said,
checks to Kenneth
like
Copeland.
to me, you just said, like we've had Republican presidents before. I didn't agree with them, but I'd be like, whatever. Like this guy is dangerously stupid. Like on a level of like, how can someone be this stupid? First of all, and second of all, how can people be? He is Chauncey Gardner. Like, have you ever seen Being There? If you haven't, you should watch it. It's a great movie. It's Peter Sellers' last movie. But he plays this. It's a great book too. I read the book. It was a book before it was a movie, obviously.
But yeah,
No, but the guy's a gardener for this rich guy, and it's all he ever was. So he's basically illiterate, and all he ever did was watch television. He's like, I like to watch TV.
well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
And then the old guy dies, and they come and the estate lawyers, they kick him out. They're like, you can't live here anymore, whatever. So he goes through the closet and gets like a fancy suit, and he just goes out into the world. He's never been outside of the compound, So he's just wandering around the world and seeing shit for the first time. But what happens is he becomes, he gets sucked up in politics. And he becomes famous and shit, and people love him, and they're like, oh, he's going to be the president probably. He's a fucking idiot,
But there's, that also
it's
sounds
way
like
ahead of its time.
how to
It's like,
succeed in business without really trying.
sort of.
It's like that's where the guy just is really good at bullshitting, and he bullshits his way up to the top.
Right. Well, this guy's like, he just says like open-ended bullshit, and people think it's genius, and they're like, oh, it's genius.
What does that sound like? What does it sound
Right,
like?
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is Chauncey Gardner. Like, if you made that character come to life, if Donald Trump is that guy, like,
And add jazz hands.
well, he wasn't a gardener,
You gotta add jazz hands to whatever he does.
Trump never read any books, or like he just watched TV his whole life, and he's not really educated.
Well,
he faked his way through everything.
I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I liked that show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And he nailed it. Trump will see something on Fox and then retweet it or say it in a press conference as a news source.
Right.
Or something that he personally knew first. And he'll present it as information that, like, he presented first.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So
But he just saw it on Fox and Friends.
Right. Or a few other shows. And he'll take quotes from these Fox anchors, and then he'll put it out.
It's like if I was running the world, like when I just get up in the morning and I start reading news.
Yeah. He'll put it out there. He'll put out whatever he
I don't have any
says.
advisors. I do all of my...
Yeah, right. But he puts out their idea as he came up with it. Then they broadcast him saying it and go, look, he's reinforcing what we've been saying.
Right.
And you're going, my God, he's one of us.
He's wearing that trucker hat. He's got to be one of us. I mean, look at him.
Shit like this is why I don't have a fucking afro anymore.
There you go. Why aren't you black anymore? It's like, I was tired of getting hassled all the time. Like, fuck. It's easier. It's easy.
Vitiligo.
It's easier to be. It's easier to be white in Trump land.
Oh my God! Yeah, I know. Fucking the pigment just drained right out of me. My defense mechanisms kicked in and said,
"Right,
Trump's president."
Right.
And it just went down the shower drain.
At least you didn't turn orange.
No. No.
That's
But now
another
when I
thing.
go
Is
to
not only is he like stupid, but he looks ridiculous and always has.
I told you I met him once, right?
Yes.
And
Tremendous experience, I'm sure.
It was. You have to understand. It's like, first of all, he's really tall. He's like 6'3", 6'4". He's a tall guy. You don't expect it. You're looking at him and you're like, well, okay. And he was opening up Trump Tower in New Rochelle. This is around 2007.
Right.
And Jay Rivera's likes a post that it will be going live in a moment. Well, I'm live. I'm
Right.
here. So
like, oh, I like that. That was an hour ago.
So fucking, he's opening up a Trump Tower near shows around 2007, and it looks like a mini Empire State Building.
Right.
And they had 2 elevators, one for Trump, one for guests.
Right. Oh, he's got his own elevator. I heard he's a germaphobe of some sort.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far. But
I was gonna say because I see him shaking people's
He's
hands
on
and
Fifth
shit.
Avenue in New Rochelle. There is such a thing as Fifth Avenue in New Rochelle.
Right.
And it's a trendy downtown area, and it's right by these 2 skyscrapers called the Avalon 1 and 2. So the idea is that Westchester County, New York, right after New York City, which is New York County, they take all of their major cities in Westchester County and they build these beautiful skyscrapers right by the railroad, so that if you don't want to pay the high Manhattan taxes or Brooklyn taxes or wherever, you could go just take the train into work every day. You'll have a beautiful luxury apartment at probably half the cost and half the rent. And I know a lot of people do that.
Really?
Yes. So if it's in New Rochelle, it's the Avalon 1 and 2. There's a 46-story Twin Towers in White Plains, New York, which are Ritz-Carlton.
Even that is probably like.
Oh yeah, it's not cheap. But it's cheaper than Manhattan. It's cheaper than Manhattan.
It's only $2,500 a month as opposed to $5,000.
Right,
you know?
something like that. So he opens it up, and his limo's circling, and he won't get out of the limo. And everyone's like, "Why won't he get out of the limo?" His limo keeps going around circles. Finally, he gets out like Ray Liotta. At the end of Goodfellas, when Ray Liotta goes to prison the second time, and he's just like,
right.
Now he looks like he's about to get shot in the face. What was it? Gust of wind came and knocked his hair off. And he's scrambling.
Not off, because that's his real hair, I believe.
No, it's a swirly
It's just combed
over.
like
It's
so
a
weird.
swirly
Yeah.
comb over from the
Because
center
there's a
of
picture of him in the wind. And
right.
his, and
It's a
his hair's all
swirly
right.
comb over, and then he shellacs it and he sprays it. His,
Right.
his hair is white as a ghost.
Right.
So they go.
It's like varnished on.
Right. Fucking Minwood on the top of his head, like fucking sealant. Thompson's all-weather seal.
So
Trump's
fucking.
head. So he goes, they go, all right, there's first elevator will be for Trump and his entourage. Second will be for the press. And I worked for news radio back then.
His entourage.
And so whatever the fuck they said. So they say, wait, we have 2 more spaces available in the Trump elevator. So I grabbed the host of this
You
program.
like stomped over somebody.
And I literally elbowed this other guy from like WR or whatever into kidneys. And he topples over. I jump in there. Now, no one says anything, by the way, because everyone just... So it's Trump. And this is,
Right.
15 years ago. Nobody... Back then, you just like, he's an asshole. He's not an asshole.
Right.
He's doing what he's doing. Whatever. He's tall. So you look up at him. And he's got a presence.
Is this Apprentice Trump?
Yeah. He's got the pink tie on.
See,
so
because I remember him before The Apprentice even.
Right. So I look at him, and
He was always in
I'm just doing
magazines.
this. And for 2 reasons. Number one, he's tall. I met Chevy Chase, too. Chevy Chase is 6'3", 4, 5 around there. He's a tall dude.
Oh, yeah?
So you look up at you're looking at these.
Was he an asshole?
No. He wasn't.
Because I've heard stories that he was an asshole. Chevy Chase.
Oh, Chevy Chase. Yeah, he was an asshole.
All right.
Yeah, he
That's what I was going to say.
asshole.
So anyway, so Trump wasn't an asshole?
No, Trump was.
When
Trump.
you met him?
Trump was everything.
He was like, tremendous to meet you.
No. He doesn't do any of that. He doesn't do any of that. There's no greed. Here's what he does. He goes. He's in the elevator and he's very uncomfortable.
Right.
He's looking down like this.
Right, he's like, I think this guy might be half black. Like.
What is this guy? I don't understand. Should I throw him out of the elevator?
Well, whatever he is, he's not white.
I don't know what he is. Is he Iranian? What is he? What is he? Some sort of Puerto Rican?
Right.
Puerto Rican?
Who put this ethnic in the elevator?
So I'm staring at the hair. Because now it's a zebra comb over of white and red. And I'm staring at it. I'm locked on it. And here's the thing.
You're like behind him?
I'm staring him right in his face.
Oh, okay.
I'm staring right at him. And he looks, he sees me, goes. So he looks, but here's the thing. When you meet anyone, okay, you meet a girl. You see her from across the room.
Right.
You're attracted to something, her smile, her hair, her
Right.
outfit, whatever it is. You walk over to her and she goes, "Oh, how you doing?" You're going to walk away. You're going to walk away from her.
That's a Seinfeld episode, I believe.
Right.
The laugh.
The laugh.
When she laughed. Yeah, when she laughed,
The
she's like,
Fran
oh,
Drescher.
God.
You're going to think twice.
Yeah, the nanny, she's like that.
You're gonna
You
think
see her,
twice.
you're like, man, she's hot. And
You're
she
gonna think
starts
twice.
talking and shit. Like, I could not hang out with her.
You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't. I know I couldn't.
My point is this. When you meet somebody that you've seen on TV,
Right.
the first thing in my mind is, what are they really like? They have an opportunity to be real for a second, or they're in front of people. I met Rudy Giuliani 15 years ago. when he was running for president. Back then, when he had some integrity.
I met Howard Dean.
These were good people, and they stopped. They made eye contact with you. They shook your hand.
Right.
They looked at you, and they answered a question honestly. They weren't dicks. They weren't passive. I met Hillary Clinton. She couldn't be bothered to piss on you if you were burning.
Of course not.
I met Bill Clinton. He stopped to have a conversation with me for 5 minutes about his
Yeah, but that's why everybody loves Bill.
Right. But
He's
that's my
fucking
point.
the
So when you meet
schmoozer.
Trump-
That's what he does. He
Right.
schmoozes. He's the master of the
Right.
stop and chat.
What? When you meet Trump, this is what he did. He looks at everyone in the room and he goes, beautiful room. Elegant. Very elegant. Look at this. 60s style. Elegant. Look at this. Look at this toilet. Look at this toilet. You're going to know you're in a Donald Trump suite when you sit on a toilet like this. It was a $100 bottom end Toto toilet that you can get at the fucking Home Depot
Of course it was.
in bulk.
Yeah.
It had one of those thin plastic seats where if you're sitting on here for 2 minutes, you've got a numb leg. Where you get off the crapper and then your leg falls asleep because you cut off the blood circulation. It wasn't one of those
Like
executive
a hospital.
Corinthian leather fucking toilet rims. It was the cheap industrial one that doesn't even go around the whole bowl. It's just
Of course.
tissue. So you're kind
Trump Towers are like the Motel 6 of luxury resorts. I heard the food's even shitty in his restaurants and shit. Like it's not good. It's like
he's an idiot. When you meet this guy, there is no question he's a fucking moron. So when I say to someone, if you meet me, I will say this to your face, and you could be strapped with stars and stripes and a fucking AR. I will go to your face and say this. I appreciate your beliefs. The guy who is your messiah is a fucking moron. You put all your eggs
I know, but don't you think
into an empty basket.
Don't you think that deep down inside
They know.
people know this?
They know, but
They're like-
he literally is the veneer of America.
Even Ann Coulter eventually had to be like,
Yes.
"Oh my God,
She dropped him.
right?"
She
He's like,
she
he's
wrote
just
a book about him.
he's
She
just an
dropped
idiot,
him.
right? He's a moron. Like,
He's a
and
moron.
there is no like
I saw that the
other
day,
way to say
a
it.
year ago. She dropped him. She said he's a fucking moron.
Yes.
And then what's going to happen is 5-10 years down the road, they're going to go, we knew that. We always knew that. But
No, but yeah, he was useful.
But we didn't want another Obama. Or we didn't want a Biden. We didn't want a Bernie Sanders socialism
Yeah,
crap.
that's what it was
They're going to
about.
say that, and they're going to say, we never actually liked him. And some of them, you're not
Well,
going to
that was another thing that's weird about it. Like half of the Republicans said they hated him, and then until he became president, and then they all turned around and was like, "Oh well, all right then." I guess he's all right. Which proves that they have no fucking, moral compass whatsoever. They
It's
just
whatever.
like,
I've got
no principles. They're
I've got conservative friends that will turn on a dime to win an argument. And
of course.
And they will go, well, he's not one of us. He's not conservative. He's not Christian. He's not moral. He doesn't have any ethics. He doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't stand for anything. His businesses are underwater. He's down about $5 billion to $9 billion to $10 billion in debt. He really doesn't respect gun rights, Christianity, women. He's a misogynist. He's a pig. He's a president. Well, he's one of us.
Right,
He's
exactly.
American. He's going to stand with the cops. He's going to stand with our country and our troops and our veterans. He is one of us. How fucking dare you not
Don't
get
you think
behind
it's
your
funny
president?
too that that it's been a meme going around, but it is true. How all these people who are always like, you need to listen to authority, are all like now they're like, fuck authority.
I'm going to go to the
I'm-
Capitol
right.
building
I'm
with
going
my riot
outside,
gear.
open up the Cheesecake Factory.
Cracker Barrel needs to re-fucking open, man. My skillet, man. I want my hot plate.
I do miss the fucking diner, but
No, I don't like the diner. I know which one you're talking about. I don't like it. It's okay. It's okay.
I like it.
You have to. Let's just get over this cultural difference real quick. For anyone from New York, you know that when you go into a diner, they are all run by Greeks. The menu is identical, and the only thing different is what comes with a cheeseburger deluxe. When you go to New York, your cheeseburger deluxe is going to come with French fries, but will they be steak fries? Will they be the double dipped fries where they cook them a second time so they're crunchier? Will they give you a side of onion rings with your cheeseburger deluxe? Will they give you the option for mozzarella sticks? If you go to Pleasantville, their cheeseburger deluxe has onion rings, fries, and mozzarella sticks. On the cheeseburger deluxe, $9.99. The price hasn't changed. I just went there last summer. Now you go to a Blueberry Hill out here. And I don't think we're that important yet that anyone was going to throw any flags. You go to any diner. You go to that Black Bear diner. They give you that fucking hockey puck for a burger. The fuck am I supposed to do with this? Fucking hockey puck. I looked at the guy, too. He was a nice guy. Everyone out here in Vegas is nice. And when you go to any place which is southerny, they're going to be the nicest people you will
that's
ever
always
get.
like that. Even in
Speaking to my New York
in the
people
actual,
right
but I'm saying in the actual South, it's like that too. Everybody's
And they will give you.
How you
in
doing?
Vegas, how are you doing? I went to a line dancing bar because my friend who moved to Texas wanted me to go to this line.
Now
dancing.
Texas is weird.
And the guy, we were in the outskirts of Dallas, so we were not in corporate Dallas. There's a corporate Dallas where it's just, hi,
Right.
how are you? Hi, Bob. Hi, Richard.
Right.
But then you get on the outskirts and it's Texas, and
Right.
this guy was like, hey, man, how you doing?
Right.
Oh, man.
I'm going to Mickey Gillies, ride that bull.
Yeah, man. Hey, so where are you from, partner? I haven't seen you around here. I'm from New York. New York? Oh, man. I have never met anyone here from New York.
New York City.
Well, I reckon that's a first.
You don't be
come
making
right
no
on.
salsa, do you? Like,
You come right on in, man. And the best thing about that bar was they were doing all these country songs. Then all of a sudden, the guy went like this in the deepest, most Texan-y accent. He goes, well, I reckon we do one for the ladies. And then he looks, clears his throat. 1, 2, 3. I just want to make love to you. Whatever you want is all right with me.
he played it or he sang?
He did it. He sang it live. He did Marvin Gaye. I was like, or was it Al Green?
Really?
Either way, he did it, and Al Green. And I just
Yeah,
went,
let's stay together.
Oh, you did listen together, and I went, and he did it perfect.
You
Like-
sound like Al Green when his fucking wife poured the grits on him.
The dude, the women, and it was all the whitest, blondest hair, blue-eyed women in cowboy boots. They were soaked. The
Remember
dance
that?
floor was soaked when he did that shit, and he did it so good. I nutted.
Of
I was
course.
the guy
yeah.
like, oh.
It turned you on too. And you're a dude.
I was just like, oh, I got the tingles when he started singing. Got the fucking tingles, man, from this fucking Texas guy singing Al Green like a fucking pro, man.
Right.
Like, I almost wanted to like cue up the song and be like, CD 101.9, the sounds of Al Green. I wanna make love. That was CD 101.9, Al Green. I was like, ah!
You scream like a little girl. Like I said, that's what Al Green sound like when they're boiled.
Dude! Turned into a fucking Wet and Wild in 2 seconds when
Can
this
you
fucking
believe
Texas guy started
every
doing Al Green.
every time I think about that story, I still like. Can you believe that? Can you believe someone did that?
It was the most, and the guy was doing like,
No, not that. Then his woman poured the fucking hot
Oh, grits.
oatmeal or whatever, or grits on him.
That's a woman who wants to keep her man.
Guy's just taking a shower. Just no one just taking a shower.
Hot grits to
All
the
of a
groin.
sudden, grits just come over the top.
Grits to the groin,
Boiling
baby.
grits. What did he do or say to make this happen?
I'd be turned on.
We had to really piss her off.
I'd be turned on.
Dude, he got severely burned.
Oh.
He had to go to the hospital and shit.
Yeah.
You'd be turned on. Like, yeah, she really loves me. Like I love you to death. Have you ever seen that?
I'm watching this new show on
By the end of it, he's like, oh, look, she loved me so much, she tried to kill me.
Have you seen this show? Do you have cable?
No.
You don't have cable. I'm watching this show called Beef House with Tim and Eric. You know Tim and Eric, right?
Oh, they have a show?
Oh, they have a TV show. It's supposed to be a sitcom, and they have Jamie Lynn Sigler the daughter from Sopranos.
Oh,
being
really?
the wife of Eric Wardheim. And then he's got Ron Austere and Tennessee Williams and Ben-Hur, and they all live in there, and it's just the dumbest fucking show I've ever seen. It's like a 15-minute Adult Swim thing every week. They
it's on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they moved off and got a real show.
I
mean, not that those aren't real shows, but I'm saying, like,
right.
They've always been a fringy kind of.
Yeah. But it's the funniest fucking thing. I actually promote myself with fucking what we do.
No, their shit is funny.
It is. No, they have one.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's like people feel like about Monty Python. They either love it or they hate it. And Tim and Eric's kind of like that too. It's like you either get it or you don't.
I like the Monty Python movies, and then I was watching BBC America, and I was watching their TV show.
Yeah.
Didn't get it. It made none of the jokes land.
Like the fish slap dance.
Yeah. They had one where they were all dressed up in like athletic. They had like jock straps on.
The
they were running around.
The lumberjack song.
And it didn't land. Nothing landed with me. And they got that canned audience from the 70s. Benny Hill audience.
Fucking 70s. Yeah. It's
and
like
that Benny
the
Hill
same time as Benny Hill.
Fucking audience laughter in the background. And nothing landed.
I used to watch Benny Hill when I was a kid. Like stay up late and pass my bedtime.
I used to
watch
This
it.
is what I would do when I was a little kid. I would watch Nickelodeon all day long until it flipped over. So I'd watch it would be Ren and Stimpy. It would go into Are You Afraid of the Dark or All Stein shit. Then it would go into Dennis the Menace for some reason. And then after Dennis the Menace, it would flip over to Nick at Night, and you would hear Alfred Hitchcock's music.
Oh yeah, Alfred Hitchcock. Right.
And then he would take the
Good evening.
Good evening. And Alfred Hitchcock. And I would watch it until
tonight's program.
Yeah, it's so good. And I remember the first one I saw was the one with the dummy, with the dummy that was.
I was more of a Twilight Zone guy.
But I like the delivery in Alfred Hitchcock. But
Alfred Hitchcock is a good show, but.
But this is what always upset me with Nick at Night.
I always watched.
They never played The Honeymooners.
Twilight Zone or Outer Limits more.
But on Nick at Night, they would never play The Honeymooners.
Right.
And I'm like, why not? That's the best show of all time.
It's maybe they wanted too much for it.
The fucking Honeymooners is the best show of all time.
He's always threatening to punch his wife.
One of these days, Alice. One of these days.
Bang, zoom.
You're not going to the moon, Alice. You're going to Mars.
To the moon.
Norton. Oh, Norton. I want Ralph. Why? Norton, get down here.
No one would ever hang out with someone like that. He's such like an
You're doing it right now, except I'm not
overinflated asshole. No, but I'm saying like.
But that's the greatest show, and the jokes on that show.
That's
when
bullshit.
you see me walking down the street, you better get on the other side of the street. I've got to. There's no room.
I was gonna say that's bullshit. You don't treat me like that.
No.
I'm not fucking pushover like that. Like Norton was a little puss. Like he just taking him, pushing him around and shit.
But you know who I got to meet? I never got to meet her in person, but when I did the news radio, I'd have a show on Wednesday nights, and there was a person that would co-host with me now and then.
Right.
And he was friends with Joyce Randolph, who played Trixie.
Oh yeah.
And she would call in, and she was great, and she's still alive.
So wait, you met her on the phone?
We would talk over the phone.
Right.
I never got to meet her in person,
right,
but she's still alive. And you know what? A little Honeymooners trivia. You know that they shot more episodes in color than they did when they did in the 50s.
Really? Was they never ever re-air the color episodes?
No.
Whenever I see the Honeymooners on TV, it's all the black
and white. They redid. All right. So here's what they did. They basically reshot every one of the black and white episodes, frame for frame, but with a different actress playing Alice and Trixie. And those actresses were way too young. It didn't work anymore because it was supposed to be.
Now it just looks creepy.
It looks creepy because here's
why is Cramden married to a 15-year-old?
He's got gray hair, and he's still on the bus, and now Alice is 26, and he's like,
right.
Alice! Did you just get your learner's permit? And like, fucking. And here comes, Art Carney, and he's got a gut. Right. And he's got like this gray, frizzy shit on the side of his head, and you're just like, hey, Trixie, hold up. My diverticulitis. You're like, what the fuck? Why are their wives like 20 and they're 57?
That's what I said. Like now it's just creepy.
But they shot more episodes of Color Honeymooners. They shot like only 3 seasons of the Black and White Honeymooners, but they did like 5 or 6 of the Color Honeymooners in the 70s. But without Joyce Randolph and Audrey Meadows.
Nobody ever shows those.
No, because nobody. Who the fuck wants to see it?
No, that's just weird to me.
It's so creepy.
It's like it just went into a black hole.
Yeah, and when I saw it, I was like,
You know what you never see anymore either is Pedro and the Man. I can't remember the last time I saw that show like being aired like in syndication or anything.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Truth time. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
No, that's what I mean. It's Freddie Prinze.
Oh, original Freddie Prinze.
Yeah.
Jr. Oh, wow. Yeah.
No, that's He was a comic, and then he was on that show, and then he killed himself. But that show used to be in syndication. You'd still see it.
There's.
It was him and the guy and the grandpa from Willy Wonka.
You know what's fucked up though? Because if you're flipping through, like when I would work in some of these jobs, I'd be working
like the grandpa from Willy Wonka ran this garage, and he worked there as a mechanic.
You know what it sounds like? It kind of sounds like Sanford and Sons, like another.
It was like, but except it was
white,
right? And a Hispanic guy.
Yeah. Not black Sanford and Sons. Not. Don't be spreading no COVID in my house.
No, it's just standard smoker's cough.
Okay. Fucking smokers. 19.
I ain't got no COVID.
Yeah. So, but no, I was when you would watch I'd worked at some overnight jobs and I have the TV going on and all they would show on Nick at Night was because the only thing that's on it early morning to sign infomercials was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh God.
Which I fucking hate that show.
I fucking hate that show.
And the Cosby Show, which you're not gonna show the Cosby Show anymore.
Right. That's
and
all.
I feel bad.
Again, that went into the vault black hole of
and
like
I feel
never
bad
to be
because
seen
the Cosby
again.
Show's a huge cast of people
Yeah.
who are never.
Now they're never gonna get paid for
because
syndication money. Like Theo. Theo needs that money.
You can't have a show
Rudy,
no more
little Rudy,
I put some
right.
roofies in the pudding pops, and because I roofied up the pudding pops, no more syndication checks for Theo or Felicia Rashad.
Rudy, little Rudy.
Little Rudy is doing porn now because
I heard that.
Yeah, she was doing porn, and all because Bill Cosby roofied up the pudding pops.
Because she couldn't get no more syndication checks. She gotta eat.
So she's
Rudy gotta eat.
And then I mistakenly roofied.
Now she's eating
Rudy.
cocks for a little.
Fucking Bill Cosby. Rudy has to take a dick in the ass because you had to roofie the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
Dude, that whole Cosby thing is. So.
But no, I didn't like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because I thought it was the most racist ass show.
You know, I love Bill Cosby so much, man. I have all of his albums and shit.
Before he got caught, the last interview he did was with Stephen Colbert on the Colbert Show before he went on National.
Was so funny.
And Cosby was about to do a new sitcom, and Colbert was praising him for being the most witty comedian of his time, of his generation. And he was
great.
And by the way, in that interview, 2 things.
So people say like you want to erase him from the world. It's like that stuff is still funny, man, and you can't deny it. If you go back and listen to those old albums.
But if you watch that interview, Cosby was a little slower in his delivery, but shit, his mind was sharp. He was so sharp.
No, that's what I mean. Like he was never not funny. You know,
it's like it's fucked up. It's like the guy, you got to go to jail. You got to go to jail. But at the same time, you're like, fuck, he's still really brilliant. And like,
it doesn't make him less brilliant.
You know what the funny thing
is? Just like Harvey Weinstein. Like, yeah, he did all that stuff, but it doesn't. You can't deny that you loved all of the Harvey Weinstein
movies.
That's
like with Louis C.K. Louis C.K. is
without Harvey Weinstein, there wouldn't be a Quentin Tarantino. You know what I mean? Like, so you can't just erase all that he has done.
Like, here's the thing.
Let's think about cancel culture. They want to just be like, let's pretend this guy didn't exist.
Right.
You know, it's like you can't pretend he didn't exist.
But when it comes to Kevin Spacey and Louis C.K., more Louis C.K., I think the fact with him is he's kind of a dick. Once in a while, he'll say something stupid and double down when he should just be quiet for a while. But because didn't he say something racist a couple of years back, like right after he was kind of giving people were giving him a.
Well, I mean, he used the N-word in his special.
I think it was the same way Artie Lang did it. He did it in like ironic, like I'm white, so I shouldn't be saying this, but now we're in it together. I forgot. I'm not.
No, his bit was if you're gonna say it, say it. Don't say the N-word. You know, he's like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
all right.
like an end run around what you're really trying to.
Because
say.
Artie Lang's is
You know what I
when he's
mean?
playing basketball. To me, that's the funniest joke ever. Well, not funniest, but one of the funniest for Artie Lang is when he's on the basketball court and everyone's saying it, and then Artie Lang says it, and he says it real slow, and he keeps saying it over and over again, but he says, and that shit was so. Because again, he's a white guy saying, and he's on the, hey nigga, pass the ball, nigga, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, and he goes, and then I go, hey nigga. And then as I'm saying it in slow motion, I realize I fucked up. Oh, and I'm saying it slow, and I'm just saying the ER, and then I'm like, and every time I hear that, I'm laughing for two reasons. Number one, obviously, because he said it, and he acknowledges how bad it was that he said it, and that's what makes the joke funny. And then he just keeps saying it over and over again. He holds it out, and I'm fucking in tears because it's the funniest shit. But because I look so
because he's making you feel his moment of uncomfortableness.
And I think I was telling that to Liz Hader, and she was like, "Oh, Robert, you can't say that. You're white." And she said that. She sounded like Elizabeth Warren when she said it. She's like, "Oh."
But that's what's funny is you're not. That's why I always laugh when people think that. It's like the dude's black. Like, he's half black.
There's a
He doesn't
comedian.
look. What it's like.
I'm starting to forget people's names because I haven't seen him in so long. Ty C. Irick saw me, and anytime I made a joke like that or did anything, he would go, "Want to give you dap right now? Want to give you the fucking wrestling, the click shit? But you said some black joke. I don't know how I feel about it. Made it sound black. You're not black. Can't say that." And I was like, and by the way, I'm just over the top Ty C. Irick. You know, I don't even have a beard to hold a comb in. He could do it. I can't do it. You know, even his
that one
submission
night.
was really
That one
white.
night that
Everyone was
the guy,
kinda weirded out.
the one guy, that one night the guy said all different kinds of racial things. Like he said the N word, and then he said he called he said Asian slangs and something else.
Oh God.
And then Ty got up and was like, and Ian said something about he said something, and then Ty was like, "Well, what did he say? He said chink or something?" You know, and it got me thinking, like, how come it's okay for other people to say all these other things to other people? You know, it's like, shouldn't it be just as offensive if one?
By the way, every one of you have got
Like if a black guy calls somebody something, right? The intent is the same, isn't it?
By the way, how many times have you seen a fucking?
It's
Clint
still
Eastwood
racism.
movie?
Is the point?
How many times have you seen a Clint Eastwood movie in the last 10 years and laugh your ass off?
No, you keep saying that.
Because he does his movie and he's like,
Right, because there's the crusty old
fucking
people.
zipperheads. And you're
Right.
like, "Ah!"
Right.
And I was in the theater when I saw Gran Torino.
That's
and people were
old-fashioned racism,
laughing.
Rob. That's like
Because
that's like racism from my day.
Because the kids didn't know what the fuck the joke was, what he was saying. It was
You
so,
keep saying that, but we had that
guarantee you,
discussion. Like,
I was in it.
I'm pretty sure they did.
And Gran
Racism
Torino,
is universal. Like, it's passed down
well, I
from your
think- I think
grandfather
some of
to
these words,
to
people
his
didn't know what the
father
fuck they were.
to his son. You know, and
he was saying everything under the sun, and people were laughing hysterically because I think the younger people, didn't get what he was saying.
well,
They didn't
the guy
understand.
didn't have to laugh. No, because it sounds like I said some old dude telling you to get off his lawn, like things you don't hear anymore.
There's an old lady at my job who said "coon" the other day to me. I was fucking floored. Black customer came in. I'm not gonna say anything. And she came in and she was like, "Huh." She used the word cocoon, like coon. And then she smiled at me like she went, "I'm going to clean up some more."
She's an old black lady?
No, it was a white woman.
It's a white woman.
Yeah, and she said that to me, and I just went,
No, that's fucked up.
and I didn't know what to make of it because she was so
Like, get
old.
the fuck out of here.
Like she was Betty Crocker old. Like I was like, shit. She's
No,
gonna.
like people don't ever want to acknowledge that this country is a racist country, right?
What's the
right?
pass?
I
What's
mean,
the cutoff?
but most countries are really.
Here's my
It's
question.
it's racism is a human condition. That's my
Yes.
point. But this morning, for some reason, it just really struck me in my mind because I was stocking the shelves. I see it. We're about to wrap up. but I was stocking the shelves. I was putting up the Aunt Jemima. Have you looked?
Oh, God.
Have you looked though? Now Aunt Jemima has like curly hair and shit. Like she's just a black lady. She looks like Oprah, you know. And you're like, oh, they were like, this is less racist, but they just took the bandana off. Like
you're getting pancakes, and you're getting pancakes.
Right, but like Aunt Jemima used to have a bandana, and like she looked like she looked like
an old slave
like
lady.
A slave cook.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And then they're like, this is racist. And they're like, oh, well, just take the bandana off and put the thing
now,
on.
hold on.
But you're like, it's still kind of racist.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Why didn't they change? Why didn't they change her fucking name and shit? Like,
oh yeah, that's right. You know what? I didn't even think about it until you said it.
Yeah,
that's right. She used to have the old. Oh
yes,
she
used to. Yes, she used.
Holy
see.
Jesus.
Aunt Jemima Breakfast Club.
Oh my God. Oh God.
It was so racist. But then they were like, instead of going, let's just get rid of
now just make it look like Dionne
they're like, we got too much invested in this brand. Yeah, so they made her look like Dionne Warwick. She's like, I see the future, and you're going to love these pancakes.
So that's why they never came
Forget about the casual racism.
That's why they never came out with their pancake batter to complement it called Mammy Cakes.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
well, I'm just saying, it's part of.
And now try our brand of pancake batter called Mammy Cakes. No, don't do that. 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 No.
We made this cute little frog to be the
No.
The mascot.
No,
he sings and dances and.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Whatever.
Right, exactly.
No one's gonna know. It's a black metaphor. No,
totally not racist.
No. Or the Frozen Disney. Well,
no, but that's what I'm saying. Dude, Disney had to bury a whole movie.
Dumbo, you can't even.
No, well but not even just that. The Song of the South.
Oh.
They don't. You can't even find that anymore. Like they burned the fucking negatives.
It's in the Library of Congress from the aliens.
No, I mean I'm serious. Like you don't hear a lot about Uncle Remus and the Tar Baby and shit like that. I'm saying,
God.
Dude, this is real shit.
It existed.
It was Disney. That's Disney characters.
Well,
Brer Rabbit.
Somebody was talking about this. How and again now I'm going deep into the old timey references, but Al Jolson, that's blackface. The first, or not the first, but that was one of
the most famous instance of blackface.
Right. You go.
My cousins, my family is on my father's side is pretty big.
Marcus Barney
got a lot of
likes
cousins.
our message that we're going to be on in an hour.
Got a lot of cousins and shit, right? The family's pretty big. So they have like a family reunion. Okay. And they were part of this church, and they had all these old pictures where they used to do a minstrel show. And, they were in blackface, some of them.
Oh, God.
And you're like, holy shit. Like, these are old black and white pictures, you know what I mean? So it's from like the 50s to 60s.
A lot of these,
but you're still like, this is America. This is what it is.
But now, if you're running for office, you've got to basically tell people in advance that you did drugs and you were in blackface. Like there was like some guy decided to dress up as DMX or some shit, and he had like a, fucking Cuban link.
Well, if you ask me, if you're doing it in the color era, like you're fucking up. Like you should never do it.
10, 20 years
these people in the 50s that still got black and white pictures and shit, like, people didn't know.
Well, they knew. They just.
I don't think. Well, I mean,
that's my question. Well,
racism was such a casual thing. That's what I'm saying.
Here's my question for you. What's the cutoff?
There are a lot of racists in that part of the country who aren't really racist.
And I want everyone online.
No, but you know what I'm saying. They're not really that racist.
Right. But
they're just. It's the culture. It's a culture of separation.
But that's my question. So for everyone watching us,
and so then most of them don't even really know any black people, and when they do come into contact with them, they don't treat them like shit.
They don't know any.
You know what I mean?
I know a guy who was living in Ireland on a student visa exchange type thing, and he lived with a German guy.
Right.
And this German guy had never seen black people.
Right. You see little kids like
that
sometimes in the store.
And I'm listening to my friend talking in the background here. Fucking there's one. And I said, what was that all about? He has a game, Rob, called Spot the N-Word. And I said, what?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Did he talk to him, associate with him?
They were roommates.
Or was he
they
just
were
like
roommates in college?
no, the black guys, the black people that he saw.
No,
So he wouldn't.
So
he's a real full-on racist.
I don't know. He was blown away. He said the German guy was like bouncing up and down, like clapping his hands. He'd never seen a black person, so he's. Yeah,
Right, but I'm saying was he,
and he was like, nope, repeat
but
that.
was he like hateful about it? Is my point.
I think he
or
was
is he
just
like
stupid.
like Carl Pilkington?
Yeah, he was like, no, he basically said that this guy was deeply enthralled by seeing a black person. But here's my question: if you got an old person in your
You ever
family,
seen the kids in the store or something and never seen a black person?
no,
And you hear sometimes they'll go, like, and they'll even ask their parents sometimes, be like,
why is his hair like that?
why is that man brown? You know,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, and they just never seen him. Although that doesn't happen as much anymore because of television and shit and the integration of television.
Internet,
but like
not television.
back,
Internet.
that too. But I'm saying
Internet.
back in the day, there was only like white people on TV mostly. So when these kids, they really hadn't seen him.
And it was the first black person they saw, Bill Cosby.
right ever. Right. And they go, there's one. There's
But-
one. There's one on TV. That's
This is
it.
what I want to do. If you're watching us,
For a long time, he was the only
if
one.
you're watching us, you see this show later on, whatever you do, what's the cutoff point? I want you to respond. What's the cutoff point? How old can you be when you can say something racist and get away with it? I want to know what the age is when you're willing, and maybe you would
Right.
say it's never acceptable. But if some 90-year-old woman comes up to you and she's like, I served in World War II for our country. If it weren't for them lazy blacks, well, you're like, whoa. What's the cutoff point?
My grandma's a prime example.
I want to know what's
she
the cutoff
wasn't a
point, if
racist
you believe there is
or an evil person, but she called black people colored. You know,
My grandmother
like she'd say,
said Japs
those colors are down
over
there
and over again. She died at 95 years old. She was born in 1920-something. And she said Japs. My other grandmother said colored people.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like that's how people talked back
Now,
then.
do you want to? Now, if someone's 97 years old, do you want to fight with them about it? I mean,
Right. You're not gonna change their fucking mind.
No. So, what's the cutoff point? I want to know if any of you believe there's an actual cutoff point where you can go. Yeah, at 100 years old, you just let it slide. You just like, what are you gonna do? Have a
Well, 100 years old. I mean,
What do you want somebody to be woke at 90, 88, 72? At 72, I think you should be woke. I don't know. That's my question. What age is?
that's what's funny. You want to know how you cure everybody of their fucking prejudice? Is have one of their daughters marry a black guy and have a kid.
And then that kid's
And
gonna
then all of a sudden they realize that it's not that important. Even it's their grandkid, you know.
My dad still says dumb shit every once in a while.
No, I know that, and you'll still see that, but their entire outlook will change.
When Obama got into office, my dad called me up and goes, "Osby president," and I said, first of all, someone said that's a Chris Rock joke. It is, but my dad called me and said that. He called up, he goes, "Osby," and I said, "Dad, he never said that," and he didn't sound.
It was like
He doesn't sound like Al Sharpton.
It was like the script from Hollywood Shuffle. You ever seen Hollywood Shuffle?
Mm-mm.
It's like a movie about how the Hollywood fucking stereotypes black people in the
God.
film industry or whatever. And
Or how about
this
Asian
this
people?
young actor is trying to get a gig and he can only get a job playing like
Didn't they
muggers.
use-
He can only get it's during like the Death Wish era
Yeah.
wherever where even Lawrence Fishburne plays a mugger in Death Wish 2. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how that was back then. Like there was all these stereotype roles, and then they give him the script, and it's like
Black number 2.
he's like, "I be got no weapon," you know, like.
Yeah. But no, but Lawrence Fishburne,
It's all like-
you said surprised because he was in Apocalypse Now and he had a good role, and they didn't.
Yes.
He was a kid then. He was like 17 when they shot
Yeah.
him, and they didn't take him as a joke. They gave him a serious role, and he played a young.
Sure, but I'm saying he needed to pay the bills, so he took that mugger role in Death Wish 2.
His best movie when he was young.
And that might even be, I don't know, well, I guess, you'd have to look up the dates. It could have been before Apocalypse Now.
Was he? What would you?
It's
have
very
called-
possible,
When
'cause
he did, when he
still
did King of
Charles
New York,
Bronson.
do you think that was racist?
What?
When
King
he
of New
was in-
York?
yeah, when he was in King of New York and he was playing this over-the-top guy with gold teeth. And,
Yeah, playing the gangster guy.
Yeah, would you think that was racist the way he portrayed himself or portrayed black people?
I never think that deep into shit. But I'm saying
But
people,
they- yes,
people who
but
do
there's always
will
gonna be-
say like,
And it's
you know,
gonna be the
oh,
chalk-
he's
and it's going to be the chalkiest white kid you know. Chalkiest emo white kid's going to be like, that was racist. There
Right,
was
right.
A
Yeah.
study done.
Right. Berkeley University.
You're so white. You're transparent. You're sitting here telling me.
I'm
about
just
fucking,
saying, like, I never really thought that way ever. You know.
I don't think that much.
I mean, you do see things that they, like I said, like the thing in Superman is pretty racist.
Oh yeah.
When he comes out of the booth and he's got the fucking
Damn.
pimp suit on, like, whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. You go, woo, yeah.
Like that's some fucking, come on, man. Like,
And that's it. And that's the thing. Do some of these references age well? And they don't.
No.
But then you.
not at all.
But here's the thing. As time goes by, and this is what I come back to with the Clint Eastwood shit. As time goes by, it gets so bad that when you look at it, you forget the context behind it and you laugh. Because someone seeing it, 40, 50, 60 years later goes,
well, now you're just like, look at that dumb old man saying that stupid shit.
woo, yeah. You're like, but if you're 25 and you watch a Clint Eastwood movie now where he says all these words, if he says, you friggin' gook, and you go, whoa, that's racist, and then he goes, you're looking at it, and if you don't know any better, if you don't know the history, how many people are going to have parents who are going to sit there and explain, these are the list of words that were very offensive that were used back then. How would you know? So you're going to hear all these funny-sounding words, and you're going to go, and I don't think people are that intelligent. I don't think people are that knowledgeable to know all
It
these.
seems like slangs evolve anyway. Like,
Right.
in my life, like, words have come and gone. Words that people use.
Right.
Phrases will be popular for a couple years, and then they'll go away.
I don't use, and if you've heard me do my stand-up, I don't use slang like that. You've heard me. I don't.
No, I
use
know,
slang
but
like
I'm just
that.
saying, like, it's a cultural thing in
Right.
America. Like,
There's an
people
old,
used to say "gag me with a spoon," which is the dumbest thing ever. But like, that was a thing.
There
like,
was an
people
old
said
cartoon. It was from.
People said it in Kentucky. You know what I mean?
Gag me with a spoon, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, it was a thing, like a cultural slang, like, and it just went away one day, and nobody says it anymore.
But there's an old.
It's replaced by something else.
Cartoon from Looney Tunes, and it was one of those one-off ones. It wasn't Daffy Duck or Bugs Bunny, and it was just about a guy who dies, and he goes to heaven, and he's talking. He's using all these 50s slang,
Right.
and fucking St. Peter doesn't know what to do with him. Because he's like, oh, man, so here, let me tell you a story. I was with my old flame, and then I was feeling blue because she left me. She left me for some other jackrabbit. And I'm like, and St. Peter's
Right.
So he's picturing, like, this woman bursting into flames.
Right.
And that was the whole thing. It was funny. But
Right.
now,
So you don't know what they're saying.
what would slang
Like
be?
one time we were driving back on a long trip, and I had Wendy pull up all the slangs from the 20s.
Oh, God.
And I just started using them in sentences and talking like that too. But like, it was entertaining for like an hour or more. Like the words that they use, like what the fucking.
It's curtains, Rocky.
Right,
Curtains.
we're gonna go get wet. Like what the fuck is that? Like they're gonna go get drunk, like or whatever. But it's like nobody talks like that anymore, so it just sounds bizarre.
Did you get out of the car and do the Charleston after? Did the Lindsay?
No, but it was fun. Me and her used to have a lot of fun.
Did you do the Hucklebuck?
No, I'm not a dancing guy.
I'm not.
I never danced.
I
never was good at
I
it, and I know I'm good
definitively
at it, so
was
don't try.
white when people saw me
All right.
dance.
We're way over, so we gotta go.
Yeah, there we go. Hope you had
Thank
fun.
you for sticking in, hanging out.
Gonna
And,
go on Tropward Boulder Highway and see what I can stick.
I think I'm gonna have people over to the house.
All right.
So if you want to come over, you're more than welcome. I think
Sounds like a plan.
Rob or
You
Doug,
got booze?
Ty's gonna come, and Doug. No, but we can buy some beer. There's Lee's right at the street. We can go.
They still.
I don't know if they're open or not. The sign was on when I drove
They're
by.
Korean. They're gonna stay open. They're hardworking.
They know virus could scare them.
Yeah, no. They've seen some
They
shit.
already had masks.
Yeah, yeah. They've seen some shit. They don't give a
Right, exactly. They don't give a fuck.
All right, guys. Good night.
Yes, thank you. Good night. See you next week.